Sometimes not being able to do a video straight away is a bit of a blessing in disguise, as I've kind of figured out regarding this whole Xbox situation right now. Because obviously, over the weekend, we had the news that Phil Spencer was retiring and Sarah Bond had resigned, and there was a whole new head of the Xbox. I don't know what to call it really. Section of Microsoft. Now, my initial thoughts on that, I was going to do a video on it and everything like that, but I didn't because I had no internet, first world problems and all that. But when you read that straight away, it didn't feel like it was planned or anything like that. It felt like it was kind of rushed. Like Xbox is in their 25th year anniversary. Like, why is Phil Spencer not taking Xbox to that point and then retiring afterwards? Why is Sarah Bond, the person who everyone kind of expected to be Phil Spencer's successor, resigned? Why has that happened? Well, today we've had a article from The Verge written by Tom Warren, and I'm going to go through with it now because I feel this is a little bit of a hit piece against Sarah Bond regarding the whole situation. So let's see what you all think of it as we go through it. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments. Hit the like button and subscribe if you want some more of this type of gaming content. So let's get into it, shall we? I'll read it out to you as we're going down and stuff like that. So it says here that Xbox fans had been anticipating. In fact, actually, this could be a bit of a long one, so I'll stick with it. Xbox fans had been anticipating the retirement of Microsoft Gaming CEO Phil Spencer for years. I think for years is a bit of a bit too much, maybe recently, yeah, but not years. But what most hadn't expected was the departure of Xbox president Sarah Bond too. For many outside the company, Bond seemed like Spencer's natural successor, a deputy of sorts. Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella and Microsoft CFO Amy Hood clearly didn't agree. Instead of picking Bond for the role, Microsoft promoted Asha Sharma, a former Microsoft AI executive, to the top of Xbox. The decision to overlook Bond might have surprised many Xbox fans, but for the more than a dozen current and former Microsoft employees I've been speaking to, it's felt inevitable in recent months, this is where it kind of comes into like a bit of a hit piece for me, this. Phil Spencer, Microsoft's long-term Xbox chief, made the decision to resign from Microsoft last year after a tough few years for Xbox. I could kind of see that a little bit, but it's just the timing. Like, it don't even like make sense for like a financial year or anything like that. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. And why was there not like any sort of build up to it? You know, like when other people have like handed in the notice or whatever, you know, like resigned from other companies, like uh, Sheo Yoshida over at PlayStation. There was a bit more of a build up to it. Like they said, oh, he's going to depart in 3 months' time. Even Jim Ryan at PlayStation, that wasn't like a I'm off type thing in a couple of days. It was like he's going to step down type thing. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know. It just feels a bit instantaneous, doesn't it? The giant Activision Blizzard acquisition had dragged on for far longer than Microsoft had anticipated, and the need to grow the business saw Microsoft walk away from Xbox exclusive games in favour of a multi platform strategy. Microsoft has been trying to reinvent the Xbox brand beyond the console with mixed results, which we all kind of agree with, I'd say, other than that. Spencer's decision led to months of carefully successor planning. It was announced to the world on Friday, but it was supposed to be announced today. Microsoft was forced to announce early because it started to leak, and IGN was planning to run a story, according to sources familiar with the situation, which they did. That kicked off a day of chaos where teams inside Xbox were hearing the news first through reporters and news outlets instead of via internal memos. The team running Sarah Bond's social media accounts were so unprepared that a LinkedIn post inviting people to provide feedback about Xbox accessibility features went live just before her departure was announced. It sat there for hours until Bond's team eventually posted her own memo. Wait, stop there again, like. So she didn't even like she so Spencer, Satya, and Asha all, and who's the other guy as well? Oh, he's just had a promotion. I can't think of his. I can picture his face, but I can't think of his name. Oh, anyway, there was four of them, weren't there, that all had statements out, prepped and everything like that. She didn't have one. And again, this is I'm I'm kind of trying to build a picture here on this article. Like, let me know if you know where I'm going with it. But she didn't know. Her team who do her social media didn't know. Like, why would they put a post out on the day she's going to get sacked, asking for like sacked, resigned, asking for accessibility features? Do you know what I mean? Microsoft executives shared four memos with Xbox teams on Friday, but only Phil Spencer mentioned Bond. Satya Nadella, Matt Booty, there you go, and Asha Sharma all had kind words for Spencer, but no mention of Bond. Even Bond's own memo to her teams didn't arrive until hours after the announcement and was not part of Microsoft's blog. See this little picture building here, guys? Some Xbox employees I've been speaking with saw the writing on the wall for Bond last year. She was promoted to Xbox president in October of 2023, just days after Microsoft finalized its $68.7 billion deal to acquire Activision Blizzard. Bond had been crucial in getting the deal over the line with the regulators and slowly started to become the face of Xbox as Spencer took on the complicated duties of integrating a huge new business into Microsoft Gaming. I like how they keep calling it Microsoft Gaming, but that's probably because that's what it is. 6 months after Bond's promotion, Xbox executive Kareem Chowdhury, who reported directly to Bond, departed Microsoft and triggered another shakeup of some teams inside Xbox. Chowdhury was key to Xbox backward compatibility support and helped bring Xbox Cloud Gaming to life as xCloud in 2019. So that's an important person, I'd say there. And it's when did they stop actually doing more backwards compatibility? Because they stopped on a few of them, didn't they? Just weeks after Chowdhury departed, former Xbox Chief Marketing Officer Jarrett West also left Microsoft in June 24. That meant the Xbox marketing team was now reporting directly to Bond. A month later, Microsoft delivered a marketing campaign that signaled people didn't need to buy an Xbox console anymore. The message was that you don't need an Xbox to play Xbox because games were available through the Xbox Cloud Gaming on TVs. This was all part of the Xbox Everywhere strategy that Bond had been pursuing, a vision to move the Xbox brand beyond its roots in console hardware. Months later, This Is an Xbox campaign launched, with a commercial that positioned a phone or a tablet as an Xbox instead of just a console. It was a confusing campaign, and I'm told it offended many Xbox employees internally. Now, I've I was with Xbox since the 360 days, and Xbox was like one of those brands that I kind of like was like, I'm all in on Xbox, like everything like that. Even when the Xbox One was announced, like I watched it, and obviously I didn't like the whole TV thing, but I was still like, you know what, I'm here, I'm gonna do it, and I got it, and there was no games for it. And then I got the Xbox One X when Phil Spencer came in, and I was like, all right, okay, want something. And then Game Pass, and then obviously they bought Bethesda, and I was like, okay, we're going. But then I think that Activision deal is the straw that broke the camel's back. In all fairness, like there was no way after spending all that money that they were going to keep exclusive games on Xbox just alone. They have to get that money back at some point. Do you know what I mean? So, and I think that's where Xbox has lost its identity. And I think it really has. And this whole thing, like this is an Xbox. I don't know. I mean, there's part of me that's kind of like, if you look back at some of the stuff that Xbox has done in the past, they were a little bit ahead of the time regarding some things. But and is this another one of them? Do you know what I mean? Like in the future, like say after the PS6 or whatever, like is PlayStation gonna do this? Are we not gonna have consoles anymore? Is it gonna be like a little dongle or whatever? Like who knows? We can't predict the future. But I'm just kind of like thinking, I don't know. This is just weird, isn't it? Like I don't know. We'll continue. We're This Is an Xbox also debuted months after Bond appeared on stage at the Bloomberg Technology Summit and announced an Xbox mobile gaming store that was supposed to launch in July of 2024. It still doesn't exist, almost 2 years later. Although attempts to redefine Xbox were clearly tied to the mobile store efforts, Microsoft still went ahead with a "this is an Xbox" after the store was delayed. The pivot away from console led by Bond under Spencer's direction hasn't gone well for Xbox. So let's just wait there. Again, this article is pointing a lot of the blame here at Bond, but as that just said then, like, yes, she led it, but she was under Spencer's direction. So it wasn't just her idea in a part, you know what I mean? Like, she had his support. Microsoft's Xbox hardware revenue has declined for 3 financial years in a row, and it looks like those declining revenues are going to continue throughout fiscal 2026. Most of the current and former Xbox employees I've spoken to in recent days are relieved that Bond is leaving Microsoft. I've heard from multiple sources that Bond had been tough to work with and built a team structure that meant if you didn't follow the vision or questioned it, you were out. Most have praised her ability to strike partnerships with companies and developers, though. So she wasn't open to ideas by the sounds of it. And then it says here that Tom wrote in December 2024 that Bond had staked her career reputation on the idea of Xbox being everywhere across multiple platforms and devices. This also involved carefully managing her image both internally and externally, making her appear to be a gamer like Phil Spencer, when in reality, she wasn't. And this new lass isn't either. Tom says that he understood that Bond's strategy had been failing internally and had been questioned multiple times. Bond had tried to push mobile and cloud over console to reach potentially millions more Xbox customers, but the result has been a classic case of chasing tomorrow's customers by neglecting today's. I like that there. I like that. Chasing tomorrow's customers by neglecting today's. I do like that. That's a good phrase, is that? Ooh, Alexa's talking. Alexa, stop. Phil Spencer's retirement has seemed inevitable to Xbox employees, particularly over the past year. In February last year, Spencer took a long vacation, and I'm told some teams had to wait weeks for sign off on some key changes. Well, that's not right, is it? Shortly after this vacation, rumours started circulating inside Microsoft that Spencer was getting ready to retire, which he probably would do. And Microsoft was eventually forced to deny the rumours in July, claiming that Spencer wouldn't be retiring anytime soon, just 6 months later. With Spencer's retirement official, Microsoft is hitting the reset button on Bond's Xbox strategy instead of embracing it further. Microsoft's gaming CEO, Asha Sharma, is now promising the return of Xbox in a clear message to employees that the strategy over the past few years has not been working. She's quoted as saying, "I want to return to the renegade spirit that built Xbox in the first place." Now, I know I've seen people online talking, saying like, "Oh, Xbox going to bring back exclusives and this, that, and the other." That's gone. I would be shocked if Xbox stopped putting games on PlayStation and the like, because look at Forza Horizon 5, like how many millions that sold like this last year when it came out, and it's like a 4-year-old game, like. And then this year you've already announced Halo, and then I'm presuming Gears End, Fable, Forza Horizon 6 is already been announced to be coming out later on in the year for PS5. I don't know. I can't. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means, unless it's literally just a case of we're not doing cloud anymore, we're not doing this anymore, or pushing it as much, but we're just going to come back to just being the console. And see how that works. I don't know. We'll have to see, won't we? Xbox employees have been speaking. I have been speaking to have been concerned about the Sharma appointment, particularly because of her previous role as an AI executive at Microsoft. There is also concern about her lack of industry experience in entertainment and gaming. Sharma has been clear she's not a gamer and has spent the weekend responding to people on X and even taking gaming recommendations. I have seen some of that, to be fair, and it's quite funny. I'm not even sharing my screen. We apologise for that. Some Xbox employees worry she will force AI into everything Xbox does. But Sharma was clearly ready for that reaction, and she's quoted as saying, "As monetization and AI evolve, and influence this future. We will not chase short term efficiency or flood our ecosystem with soulless AI slop. Games are and always will be art crafted by humans and created with the most innovative technology provided by us. Now, that's good to hear. Like, you've seen some other games lose awards, like Claire Obscure Expedition 33 for used AI and stuff like that. I think we are going to have to come to a point of realization that AI is not going to go anywhere and it's going to be here and stuff like that. But I think as long as it's not doing the job for humans or whatever stuff like I think you can probably just bounce ideas off it or something potentially. I don't know, but I don't want it to be building the game. Do you know what I mean? So we'll see. The other concern is that she's been appointed by Nadella as some kind of executioner of the Xbox console. Her memo doesn't suggest that, and Microsoft could have easily appointed Matt Booty into that kind of role to push game publishing instead of Xbox console. Tom gets the impression from sources that Microsoft wants a turnaround and is worried about losing Xbox as it's one of its only remaining successful consumer brands, which it is. Like, what brands do you know about that? Microsoft, like, they've started so many things and then stopped them. So, yeah. Those who know Sharma describe best. Those who knew Sharma better describe her as enthusiastic, willing to learn, and very capable of getting teams to execute on a clear vision rather than coming in as a product executioner. She also has a history at Instacart and Meta of overseeing platform launches and getting people to use products, the type of user acquisition that Xbox has failed at in recent years. I mean, I don't know, like, I guess question for you, like, what would it take for you to go back to Xbox or buy an Xbox alongside a PlayStation? Like, I mean, there was a point for me with like Game Pass where I was like, this is a too much of a good deal to turn down. I get Halo, Gears, this, that, and the other, and I can play them all, pay a monthly fee. But now they're coming to PlayStation, it's kind of like defeats the object a little bit, doesn't it? I don't know what they could do to get me to go back to Xbox full time because I kind of like the trophy system better as well. Do you know what I mean? I mean, I'd have to sit and think about that. Like, what would it take them for me to go and get an Xbox? I mean, if I was to have one alongside a PlayStation, it would be price. Like, it'd have to come down considerably, down to a point. I do like the Xbox controller. In all fairness, I think it's better than the PlayStation one. Like, just the way the sticks are set and everything like that. But to physically just go back and become Xbox only, I think that's gone. I don't think they could win me back in that. In all fairness, but we'll see. Sharma's non gaming credentials don't mean she can't do a good job at Xbox, but it will still be a tough gig to step into the shoes of Phil Spencer, who is widely respected inside and outside of Microsoft. He will be remembered for the impact he had in turning Xbox around more than a decade ago. Xbox could have easily died after the Xbox One disaster, but Spencer made transformative decisions that have benefited the entire gaming industry. Xbox led the way in consumer friendly decisions like crossplay, they did, or allowing consumers to buy a game once and play it across both PC and console. Under Spencer's watch, Game Pass has also forced competitors to offer similar subscription services. Ooh, what the hell has that popped up for? Spencer is also departing at a time when the Xbox Series S and X generation has failed to put a dent in Sony's PlayStation sales, and during a period of turmoil in the game industry and within Xbox. Layoffs and studio closures have plagued the Xbox division after the Activision Blizzard acquisition, and there are big questions about Microsoft's gaming acquisitions, the side effects of its Game Pass push, and the future of the Xbox console itself. Spencer will not be here to answer them anymore. Sharma has the opportunity to define the next 25 years of Xbox. Do we really think it's going to get 25 years? And we're about to find out if she can turn around Xbox again and execute on a clearer strategy. She's quoted as saying the next 25 years belong to the teams who dare to build something surprising or something no one else is willing to try and have the patience to see it through. We have done this before, and I am here to help us do it again. Now, I honestly do think that this is a hit piece against Sarah Bond. Like, she's made out to be this absolute just person you can't work with, and she's just this, that, and the other. Um, Obviously, we don't know that. It could be correct, but still, and some of it kind of does line up, I suppose, how all the other four people had statements to make. She didn't have one to make. She had the post on LinkedIn. It just all looks like it was kind of last minute. As I said earlier, I still can't get mid round how Phil Spencer's not taking Xbox into the 25th anniversary of the whole console and everything like that. Don't make any sense whatsoever. But again, I don't know. I still probably have to sit down and think about that question. Like, what would it take for me to go back to Xbox and have faith in Xbox again? I don't know what it'd take, in all fairness, but we'll have to just wait and see. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Let me know your comments down below in the comment section. Hit the like button and subscribe if you've not already done so. And I'll catch you in the next one, guys.